2.
Got it? All right. Hi there, everybody. I am Jay Poole from Jay Poole's Nerd Corner and your leader and CEO of the Arizona Deadpool Corps.
Oh, hail.
Oh, hail. No, I don't want to be like that type of leader. No, but this is our second recording because apparently the first recording went blah on us. The Arizona Deadpool Corps were formed at Phoenix Comic-Con Fan Fest 2014. And as we're, if you're wondering why we're flopping around a little bit, we're getting a little adjusted here. We're good?
Deadpool, be quiet.
It's an earthquake.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
We are set.
Hopefully we're adjusted. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so this is our first initial meeting. I'm recording this for people who weren't able to make it. So just discussing a few things that we're going to talk about today on our first meeting. Mostly we're going to talk about places we're going to be later this year. Also, we're going to go over the creation of a charter, because a lot of costume groups need charters, because there are things that happen in these groups that everything from being appropriate at conventions to also I hate to say it, but there are, I've been in groups where there has been harassment and other things, so we're going to go a little over that, so to make sure that everybody understands what they're getting into. And there are rules. We are Deadpools and we're crazy and everything, but we're also a costume group. And I'm going to take this even a little bit further. So if you met me at FanFest, I'm the Deadpool with the easy button. I just realized I forgot my easy button. So I had to rush out of here to get here. But that's who I was. I was the one with the Christmas hat. I've also been to several other conventions, if you've probably seen me. So I'm also going to send it over to my lieutenant, Rockin' Robin. So, Robin, will you tell the people who you are? And
Well, officially, everyone, my name is Robin, and I just want to introduce myself. I am born in Mesa and raised everywhere. I have lived in California, I've lived in LA, I've lived in New York a little bit, I've lived in Tennessee. So I've lived a lot, and that's thankfully because my father worked in the airlines. But needless to say, I'm glad to be a lieutenant, glad to be part of this group. I just want to give everyone a thank you for being part of this group. If you want to be a part of this group, definitely join our AZ Deadpool Corps group, and also go on the Facebook and press that like button, because we need that. I'm also going to be working with some people to help create the YouTube channel. So we're going to actually have a YouTube channel. We're going to be interactive. We're going to even have a Twitter coming up soon. So our next appearance, the owner of Deadpool will go ahead and tell you more about that. He'll tell you where we're going to go next.
okay, before we actually do that, would you like to, both of you, introduce yourselves while we're recording?
Sure.
Hopefully you'll come around this time.
All right, first up, my name is Kyle. I've grown up in upstate New York. That's where I'm from. That's who I am. I moved here about a year ago now. And when I moved here, I went right to Phoenix Comic-Con as Deadpool. And absolutely found that I loved it. And so I jumped right on FanFest when I got that opportunity. If you saw me at FanFest, I had real size. They were actually metal, but they weren't sharp at all, so I guess that's why they let me bring them in. But I also had, my gloves are very unique. It's a small detail, but it's what makes me me. You can also find me Mr-with-a-mouth.tumblr.com. Don't actually type hyphen though, just little ch works. And that's where you'll find me and other stuff. And now I'm just rambling because I don't know what else to say, and I'm gonna walk away now. Later!
Hi, I'm Keely. I guess I will now be known as Sexy Deadpool. And when you see me, I'll have a blonde wig on, and I will definitely be Sexy Deadpool. that is what I will be known by, but also I have a Facebook group called Link Stole My Chickens, and that is just like where you can find all my other cosplays. But yes, so that is me. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And for some people that couldn't be here, Rick, Rachel couldn't be here at work, but she's done Lady Deadpool for a while. And also Bree, she has work as well. Damn work. Can't find the time off. So we're recording this just for you guys and for everybody else that couldn't make it as well. Sorry I didn't name you. This one's gonna put them on the message boards. So doom on you. All right. All right, so our next location you're going to be able to see us, and actually one of the main things this year we're going to see us at is Amazing Arizona Comic-Con, which is happening next month. What was it, 13th to the 15th?
13th through 15th.
Yes.
Yes.
I myself am probably only going to go for one day. I didn't get my media pass in time to go to Amazing. My fault.
Where is it held?
It's held at the south building of the Phoenix Convention Center in Central Phoenix, in downtown Phoenix. So the main thing we're going to do, especially on Saturday, I've talked to the director of the convention, is to do a giant group shot with the co-creator Rob Liefeld. Now, Deadpool was created in 1991, New Mutants number 98, by Fabian Nicieza and Rob Liefeld, which are friends of mine. Yay, name drops. But no, it's he's been to other places in the country where a bunch of Deadpools have gotten together and done big group shots. So I want to see if we can get as many Deadpools as we can for the group shot. Even if we just find Deadpools that are not even part of the group, if we find them there, we need to pull them in so that we can get this huge shot. Because it would be awesome to get like 20 plus Deadpools. So, yeah, that's a lot of Deadpools.
I want to outdo the United States on how many Deadpools we can pull together.
Yeah,
That's my goal.
exactly.
I don't care how many. Just let's do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're not just looking for memberships of Deadpools, but also characters that are really associated with Deadpool. Like, I'm looking for Dominoes. Why am I looking for Dominoes? Because Domino was introduced in the same comic book that Deadpool was, in New Mutants, 98. I'm looking for Cables, because Cable is a very important part of, a lot of people are like, why Cable? Well, if you've seen the relationship between Cable and Deadpool, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Death. We're looking for people who want to cosplay as the female Death, because Death has a huge crush on Deadpool, but the only time that she can actually meet him is when he's near death. Like, he can come back from death, but when he's to that point, like almost like crossing over, that's the only time she can really actually meet him and talk to him.
I'll work on that.
She wants what she can't have.
Yes. We're also looking for Lady Deadpools. Of course, we have Lady Deadpool, several Lady Deadpools, and it doesn't matter. It just the mask, the blonde wig. One of the original Lady Deadpools, my friend Tala Silver, when she did her Lady Deadpool, which was before Lady Deadpool, she was, she's a brunette, she has darker hair. But she did it before there was a Lady Deadpool, so they sort of kind of gleaned from that. In fact, they even made a reference to her in one of the Deadpool comics. They're like, oh, you're like Tala Silver, which she was all excited about that her name was actually mentioned in the comic book. But we're also looking for kid pools. Now, if we do get a kid pool, the parent has to be a Deadpool member as well, because it'll be a minor. Okay, so if there is a kid pool, the parent also has to be a Deadpool member, an adult. I don't know if any teenagers have kids that won't have kids.
Does the parent have to dress up as Deadpool?
Yeah, to come to the event, yes. I mean, he can. He just wear a mask if he wants to. But it would be helpful if the parent was also a Deadpool as well. If we could bring on board a kid pool. We're also looking for dog pools. If anybody is willing to. I'm going to talk to my friend Nicole, who has Kiba the Corgi, to see if she can actually make a little Deadpool costume for him, because he is a service dog. He can go anywhere. He can go into restaurants, he can go into conventions, and he's also a little celebrity himself. If you've ever seen him, a little Link Corgi and
Oh, I
you
have
know,
seen that,
assassin
yes.
Corgi. Let's see, what else? DEF CON, which is coming in March. I think it's around the same time as Renfest Time Travel Weekend,
And
which
DevCon is hosted in Glendale.
which is hosted in Glendale, which is actually not very far away from here. Just like we're at here at Jesse James Comics, and it's actually just literally right up the road from here. I forgot the date. It's March what? March.
I think it's March 6th,
Mike,
but I'll have to
I
check my
forgot.
calendar.
Yeah, I forgot the password on my computer,
Yeah.
so I can't look it up right now.
I know the big to-do is Amazing Arizona Con.
Amazing Arizona
Saturday for the photo shoot.
Exactly. DEF CON. One of the reasons
Right now, current.
One of the reasons I mentioned DEF CON is it's a free convention, okay? It's on a college campus, it's at the ASU West campus. It's a free convention, so it's not really large yet because this is the second year. Last year was the premiere of the convention. So we are working to just build this group up, okay? We're not gonna be like as big as AZA or the JLA or the 501st Dune Garrison yet, okay? What I want to try to do with this group too is do a lot of charity as well. I know a lot of people will love to do that, you know, visit places, schools, or whatever. One of the things I was thinking of was since Deadpool himself has cancer, I thought that we could be the perfect people or perfect group to go out and do like a walk for a cure, like the cancer walks that they have here in the valley. Because I know the AZA and the JLA have done that before. And it would be almost perfect for our group considering that our character has cancer. Even though he and she can't die, or it, you're doing a dog, we still have, you know, tumors constantly popping out and everything, and we have to deal with that every day of our lives. So I thought, you know, I'm going to talk to somebody and see if we can actually get in on that and get our group together and, you know, support people, maybe walk with them or whatever. It would be a really interesting experience for a lot of people who haven't done that yet. So, let's see. We're going to go over a little bit on the charter while I'm here and while you're here.
And we're filming.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna stay here. So go ahead.
Okay. So, we'll get on to another event we're going to be at is DEF CON, which is what, March 21st to the 22nd?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe that's around the same time as Time Travelers Weekend. So I'm probably only going to maybe make Sunday because I do want to go to the Time Travelers Weekend at the Renaissance Festival. If you see me there, I'll be Pirate Deadpool. I was Pirate Deadpool last year. So the DEF CON is a free convention. It's small. Yeah, it's on the ASU West campus. So if you're able to make it out, it's not very far away from here. It's like technically, well, it's right up the street from here, from Jesse James Comics on 43rd Avenue. If you've ever been past it before. Let's see, we have another thing we need to talk about. I know everybody's probably planning already going to Phoenix Comic Con. So at the next meeting, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But this is our first initial meeting. All right, what we're going to try to build our charter on, we're going to try to say some simple things in here. Okay, for the following, where there'll be no drugs while in the group. I mean, of course, if you have like the flu or a cold, yes, you can take those. But I mean, no like, no meth, no
No
crazy drugs that make you go crazy.
It may help you get into character,
It
but
may
no.
help you. No drugs. We're going to be around children as well. Sexual content has to be limited. I mean, we can make funny jokes and everything, but there are lines that can be crossed. So we have to watch that. Sexual harassment, that connects right into that. There's been, I'm not going to say who or whom or what group, but there have been groups that have had that situation. And I've been part of those groups. So or or I have friends that have been part of those groups. So I know that this has happened, and they've had to reform their charter or rewrite it because of that happening. So there'll be none of that, no sexual harassment. There will be no verbal harassment. There won't be. I don't want to hear people being bullied on Facebook or online, or just if I hear a rumor spreading around that somebody's trying to bully another person because they're like, oh, their Deadpool costume is horrible, or something to that effect. Just making them feel like they're not part of the group. I don't want to hear that because it puts the other person down and makes them look like dicks. Pardon my French. If you're most of us are adults here, but no, I just don't want to hear bullying and no verbal harassment. There's also no non-verbal harassment, which is, sometimes even as much as verbal harassment. You walk in a room, you just don't feel like you're part of the group because everybody's like judging you, or everybody, people are talking behind your back. Let's see. There'll be no pornography in the group. We're all adults, but yes, we will be around kids. So anybody bringing that up while we're at conventions or anything else like that, that's a no-no. Let's see. Isn't visual harassment technically nonverbal harassment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Visual.
Yeah. So.
Visual, yeah.
There will be no physical fighting or provoking harassment. Meaning that we don't want if you have a problem with somebody in the group, you come to me, or you come to Robin, or you come to Rachel. She will be my second lieutenant. Rachel Flowers, I've known for a while, and you come to them. You come to Rachel if something like a female problem in the group happens. Mm-hmm. You come to me if anything with any of the guys happen. But I want to stay informed as much as I can with what happens, because I don't want that to, turn into something at a convention that all of a sudden, there's pushing, and then somebody takes a punch and it swings, and it just has this big group fight. I don't want that happening.
What about name bashing other groups at Comic-Con?
Yeah, there will be no group bashing, or other group bashing, and I know that's happened. I've been part of a group that happened like that online, and was bashing 3 groups on the message boards. Like I said, I'm not going to name names. If you're listening or watching this, you know who you are. But I'm not going to have that. That's pretty much an automatic ban from the group, and probably blacklisting you from other groups too.
What about criminal records, things like that?
You know what? I'm not going to look over criminal records because that's extreme, record thing. That's and I'm not going to do that because that's like getting really private into somebody's life.
Okay.
It's all about how you are at the
But
time,
just treat
at the
each
moment.
other respectfully.
Yeah, treat each other respectfully. Treat each other how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't mind furries dry humping your leg, that's okay.
Yeah.
But not everybody likes to be dry humped.
Yeah. So dog pool, no dry humping. Yeah.
Dog pool is allowed
no
to dog.
Oh, okay. Dog pool is allowed to dry hump. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the only one. Got it.
Yeah.
What happens if there's a situation at a Comic-Con and it's Deadpool part of our group, and the convention staff or someone comes up to them and says, we can't have that kind of talk, or we can't have that kind of behavior. We need to either talk with your officials or what's to happen?
If that happens, have them come to me, or have them come to Robin or Rachel, and we get up into a group, and we talk it over, and we say, okay, well, if this needs to be calmed down for this convention, then we should do it, because I don't want to come to a situation where our group gets kicked out of the convention because of one person. All right, so
Some jokes were made.
yeah, no name calling or verbal bashing. We went over that. Other conduct, I'm seeing what you wrote here, or any other conduct that we decide to be in an unlawful or unprofessional nature will be subject to either a course of action or termination from the group. Yeah, so.
Is there warnings, or is it a one-strike rule?
You know what? A lot of this is one strike, because, and I know that's a little harsh, But like I said, this is not my first rodeo. This is not the first group I've been in. And a lot of times you give a lot of leeway to some of these people, and they will do a second or third time. If they don't feel like, oh, well, there's really no consequences. If I do this, they're just going to give me a wag of the finger. I'm like, no, no. I'm not saying that, you know, it's a first strike for everything. But there are certain things, like I said, sexual harassment is a no-no, okay? If you are going to touch somebody, or even give somebody a hug, ask permission, okay? There's a lot of people out there that have problems with getting touched, just in general, not even hugged, but just getting touched. I know Deadpools can be very touchy, and other people love to hug Deadpools. But when you are in the Deadpool costume, if you are to hug somebody or touch somebody or do something crazy like, oh, I'm going to jump on your back and hump you, make sure they're okay with it. Don't just do it because you think it's funny, because a lot of people feel very uncomfortable that are either not used to it. There's a lot of, you'd be surprised how many introverts are at these conventions. They're maybe out in public, but they took a lot to come to a convention for them. I can go into the whole definition of what an introvert and an extrovert is, but introverts are very closed off, and it's hard for them to open up. So that's a big thing I need to talk about. Let's see, we already talked about that. Well, we already talked about the whole criminal records. I'm not really going to go into that,
No.
because you really.
Editing
But
that
there
out.
will be, of course, there's a lot of kids that take pictures with us. If I hear anything about anybody coming to us and saying, my child felt like he was being molested by one of your Deadpools, that's a termination. In fact,
Yep.
in fact, that's an escort out of the convention, and
Yep.
you literally will be blacklisted from almost any other group. I trust you on that, because I know almost every single leader of the costume groups. There will, these are ones on harsh though. There will be no rape, which is also sexual harassment in the most extreme way. In the most extreme way.
That's not harassment.
So,
that's assault.
especially if I hear any of that happening outside a convention, or even at hotels that other Deadpools are staying in, that's a ban, and you probably will be banned from the convention in general from ever coming back.
Yeah.
Your name will be put on a blacklist. Not just my blacklist, or the Arizona Deadpool Corps, but even convention standards. That is not tolerated whatsoever. We went over physical abuse already. Yeah, if any of that happens, there also will be, the authorities will be contacted, just to inform everybody. Anything any criminal behavior has to be, either I will be reporting it, or somebody in the group will be reporting it, or just the convention people in general will be reporting it. They can't have that on, in the convention. It's just important to understand that, yes, we're a fun-loving group, but we also want to stay professional and somewhat family-friendly, PG-13 friendly. We're saying PG-13 friendly. Rated R friendly will come later. You can do crazy, goofy stuff and swear or whatever you want afterwards. After like the late night stuff. But while we're at the main conventions, we have to keep it the decor and everything about our group to the point of, yes, our group is. We are allowed to have kids near us, okay? Otherwise, parents won't let their kids come near us. So we have to make sure that we are family friendly during the day. At night, you can do some crazy stuff. Nothing criminal, but you can do some crazy stuff at the nightclubs or the raves or whatever. It happens. There's bars there and stuff. People will be drinking. So I'm not saying you can't do that. Well, but just at the main convention, there will be no drinking because drunk Deadpools do weird things. Trust me, I've ran into a lot of friends that do that. All right, let's see. What else do we have here?
Well, can we talk about something light? Let's say a parent said that this Deadpool hugged my child, but the way he hugged my child made me question it. Is there a certain way Deadpool should maybe hug children as opposed to, we'll get hugged by them, that's fine. We will get hugs, and that's fine. But if we're to hug them, we're to always ask, and then if maybe go a certain way about it, about the hug.
You know what? If we ever do hug a child, make sure the parent is there.
Yeah.
I mean, children will be running around the convention all the time.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, when I get hugged by kids and want pictures with, usually they call their parent over. So make sure that their parent is there to see, okay, I don't put my hand on...
And keep going.
Okay. I don't... Oh, you need to go?
Yeah, I got
All
it.
right, so Kyle has to go, but you got the gist of what we're
yeah,
talking about.
definitely.
All right, so Kyle has to leave. Bye, Kyle.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Kyle.
Later. It was
Right.
nice meeting
It was good
everybody.
seeing you out of costume.
Face, man, it works.
Face, yeah, I know. All right,
I
so,
have those. All right, well,
all right,
nice
All right,
meeting you.
Adios.
see you, Kyle.
all right, happy day.
All right.
Later.
All right, so Kyle's gone, but three of us are still here. No, but like I said before, kids love Deadpool, okay? But when you do give them hugs, and most of the time they're with parents, okay? Because a lot of times their parents don't really want them wandering around, and a lot of the adults don't want them wandering around because they mess with tables and everything. So usually you will have a parent there. Just make sure the parent is there, and if the parent says, I don't feel a hug, and then just apologize and say, well, he was sitting on my lap and maybe my hand slipped or something like that. It happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it, because we need just them to witness it.
Okay, cool. That's it, that's all.
All right, so anything else you want to talk about? Oh yeah, the time for the photo shoot is to be announced because of Rob Liefeld's schedule, and because once I get the time, then we'll set up a meeting place so we all know where all to be at that time. So we're not at one part of the convention and we're like, oh crap, I missed the shoot because I didn't know where to meet. So, or what time to meet. So I'll be setting that up pretty soon, and that will be on the 14th of February. So, all right, so, and then also, one more thing before I finish. If you want to come to my birthday party at Endgame, it's January 31st in Tempe, Arizona, right on Mill Avenue, and technically college town down in the ACU. And if you've never been to Endgame, it is an awesome place. Video games all over the place. If you're an adult, there's a bar there. Everybody 21 and below can be there up to 10 o'clock, and then they shut it down for those people. They have to leave because, of course, you're being an adult. So my birthday party will start at 7 p.m. on 31st. So hope to see you there. And that, I guess that's the end of the first initial Deadpool meeting. We will be writing up a full charter and placing it on the site, or on the Facebook, so that everybody can see. So those are the initial things we're going to talk about on there. So,
In the Facebook group.
on the Facebook group, yes.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank everybody for being here. Sexy Deadpool and Kyle.
Sexy Deadpool and Kyle.
Well, Mr. with the mouth.
Mr. with the mouth.
Mr. with the
Mr.
mouth.
with the
And then
mouth.
Sexy
Kyle.
Deadpool. And then Reporter Deadpool. So,
Rockin' Robin, reporter Deadpool.
Reporter Deadpool, yeah.
And I'm Jay Poole, host of Jay Poole's Nerd Corner and
Founder.
CEO of Arizona Deadpool Corps. Thank you for joining us for our first initial meeting, and have a nice day.